Hello everybody, how are you? I hope your summer is going really well. It's going really fast though, isn't it? Doesn't it always? So, everybody, my name is Chef Rob. My son Chris is here. And if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. This is our third week of doing this summer camp. It's a baking, cooking camp, tonight baking. And we have 5 more weeks after this. But we have other events too, and I'll tell you about that as we go along. The first thing I want to do is make a Kit Kat milkshake, because we have a lot of people out there that are making it along with us, so I figured you can have a little something sweet to have while we bake some cookies. Chris, what do you have?
We have a few comments.
Sure.
Donna said everything you make looks absolutely delicious.
Thank you, Donna.
Erin said so excited. And Vivian said hi from North Belmore.
Hi, Vivian. Hi, Donna. How are you? Thank you so much. Everybody, let's start with the Kit Kat milkshake. All right, very easy. 1 Kit Kat bar. So, I got a couple of the little fun-sized ones. So, if you happen to put in an extra Kit Kat, what do you think, Chris? Good?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it'd be good, yeah. So, if you put in like 3 to 4 of these, that will be just fine.
The North Trails Library said good evening.
Good evening, and Kathy, how are you? And everybody, please post that your library is out there, because it would be wonderful that everybody can virtually go to your library, or they may be on vacation and want to come to your library, or they may live down the road and say, wow, you know, I didn't know the libraries did all this. So really, do that.
Barbara said hi from Monmouth County, New Jersey.
Hi, Barbara.
Emily said hi, Chef Rob and Chris.
Hello, Emily.
And Jean said hi, Chris and Chef Rob. Hello.
Hello, Jeannie. How are you? Okay, so I got my Kit Kat bars in here. Actually, I put 5 in there, Chris.
You should do 6.
It's going to be too good. It's going to be too good. Okay, now some vanilla ice cream. 2 cups of vanilla ice cream. So I just took it out. Put this right in here.
Gail said Bayport Blue Point Library is here tonight.
Gail, hello.
Babylon Library said they're in the house.
Babylon Library, you were in the park today. I saw you at the park. I went to the park and I got to see you, and so good. Everybody, a 1/2 cup of, whether it's 1% whole milk, whatever you want to put in there would work just fine. A little bit of vanilla extract, a teaspoon, okay? Makes it really good with the vanilla ice cream. And then just drizzle just a little bit of chocolate syrup right on top here. And now let's just blend this up really, really good. Turn this on. All right. So, heaven. You know what would be good in here? If you like coconut, some mounds in here, wouldn't it? We're getting really bad, right? So everybody, let's just pour this. It serves 2. Put it into 2 cups.
Heather said hi from Manalapan, New Jersey. Susan said hi from North Carolina. Hope you're enjoying your trip.
Hello, Susan, yes. I hope you did have a safe, well, you must have had a very safe trip down there.
Let's see. Monmouth County Library said hello, Chris and Chef Rob.
Hello.
Hello from Monmouth County Library.
Top this off, Chris. A little bit of whipped cream.
And Emily asks, can I use coconut milk?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. And just a little drizzle the syrup right on top, chocolate syrup.
And Monmouth County Library said, what's a few more Kit Kats between friends?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I am just going to put this back in the fridge. Chris, here you go.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to hold these both up for you. I hope you are making these. If you're not making them now, make them at some point, because they're really, really good. Okay. So I'm just going to clear this out of the way. Chris, go right ahead.
Don't see any other comments.
All right. So everybody, we are going to start and make our lemon glazed blueberry muffin cookies. And the reason I call it a muffin cookie, because it actually has the texture of a muffin. They're about this high and have that little bit of springiness like a muffin. They're so good though. And you make about 30 of them with this recipe, okay? So, what do you got, Chris?
Brian said, how about using Butterfingers, as Chris really loves them. Greetings from Hawaii.
Hawaii, wow, yes. Butterfingers, what do you think, Chris?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so everybody, let's do the dry ingredients first. Get a large bowl, okay? If you're working with me, please get out all your ingredients, all your measurements, have everything, and as we go on to the next few weeks, have everything out ready to go, all right? So, we're going to whisk 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour.
The Berryville Public Library said, hello from Arkansas.
Hello, how are you, Julie?
And Alexander said hello.
Hello, Alexander. How do I remember all these names? Well, I don't know. I guess I just do. And then 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. This is what's going to give it that little rise for the muffin part of it. And then 1/2 teaspoon. So 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's just going to bring out all the flavor.
Galex, doesn't matter if you sift the flour.
You can, but it's not necessary at all for this recipe.
And Alexander said, hello from Central Islip Public Library.
How are you, Alexandra? I hope everybody's good there. Everybody just mix this up really well, and then just leave this right on the side, okay? So, I'm just gonna, if anybody is working with me, I want them to get a chance to get a little caught up. So, tomorrow night, if you come back at 7 o'clock at either the same library or my Facebook page, I am doing a food festival. I am doing 3 different summer dishes, so please tell your friends, the family to watch. And it's on my Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob. We're going to make zucchini tacos with a grilled corn salsa. We are also going to make a grilled balsamic and rosemary chicken breast with tomato blue cheese relish. If you don't like blue cheese, goat cheese, feta, mozzarella cheese, you can change it. And then a swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream. No ice cream machine necessary, but if you have one, it's all good.
The Monmouth County Library said tomorrow's Taco Tuesday.
That's right. Yes, it is. All right, everybody, let's move on to the next step. 3/4 cup of soft butter. When it says soft, you want to be able to do that. You don't want it melted, but you want to be able to put your finger in there, just kind of make a little dent. So this is room temperature. I took this out about 1.5 hours ago.
Cassie asks, can we use mixed berries instead of just blueberries?
Absolutely, yes. It would work perfect, that recipe. And even if you wanted to change it as the season goes and the peaches get really good, you could do that as well. So 3/4 cup of softened butter. 3/4 cup of white sugar. Make sure you put in that full amount. This is 3/4 cup. Just so you know I'm telling you the truth. Okay, put that right in there. And then you want 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I'm using the light brown sugar. And now we're going to put on our beater to start mixing it. Okay, and you're going to beat it for about 2 minutes, okay? Just to kind of get it started. I have gloves, so I'm just going to kind of mix this in just a little bit. And the reason I do that is sometimes when you put the beater in here, sometimes a little sugar will fly out of the bowl, okay? If you have the stand-up mixer with the paddle attachment, that won't happen. I have one, but not enough room on the table, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am now going to turn on the electric beater, and this is going to go for 2 minutes. Okay, so we really need to do that. Then we're going to add in the egg and some vanilla. Yes, Chris?
The Monmouth County Library asks, how do you keep brown sugar so soft?
buy it the day you're doing the class. Now, if you put it in a Ziploc, okay, that keeps all the moisture out, okay? Keep it in a cool, dark place. If it does get hard on you, you can put it into the oven, a 200-degree oven, for about 10 minutes. It'll just fall right apart. But just if you're going to use it right away, be really careful, because if you use it, it's going to be really hot, those crystals. So be really, really careful. But definitely keep it sealed really, really well. Very important. So this has to go for 2 minutes. So Chris, if anybody had any questions or comments while we are just beating the butter and the sugars together, we can take questions or comments.
Don't see any right now.
All right, next week, next Monday night, for our 4th week of camp, which is unbelievable. Right, Chris?
I know.
Right?
It's crazy.
Chicken fajita quesadillas with holy guacamole. It is really good guacamole. Seasoned really, really good. Okay? So I hope you will make it. So we try to switch, do some baked goods. We try to do some cooking as well. Now I just, I'm actually working on my January programs, and we are going to do a festival in June on Zoom though, but we are going to do our Facebook Live ones as well, but we're going to do soft twisted pretzels in January. So keep an eye out for that one at your library. Okay. So,
Gail, oh, sorry.
Go right ahead, Chris.
Gail said I put my brown sugar in one of those 2-pound plastic Chinese takeout soup containers, and it'll always stay soft.
Yeah, yep. Anything that seals it really good, keeps that moisture out.
And Scott asked, is it salted or unsalted butter?
I'm using unsalted butter. I always like to use unsalted butter because then you are starting with no salt in your recipe. Each stick of salted butter has a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. So if you were using salted butter, just leave the little bit of salt that we were putting in earlier. Okay. So I just want to take the 1 egg, that right in here, leave the beaters right in there. Okay, bring that to room temperature. It really does help. It incorporates a lot better. I want 1½ teaspoons of the pure vanilla extract. I hope we have a lot of people making these out there. You will just absolutely love these. You'll make them again. And if you're not a blueberry fan, just change it to raspberries or strawberries. Just try to get any of that moisture out. So I am going to zest 1 lemon. I need about 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. So depending on the size of the lemon, how much you might need. Usually it's about half of a lemon. I'm using what's called a microplane. And you just kind of tap it down to get everything off of here. And everybody try to make that swirled blueberry crumb cake ice cream tomorrow night. Make it with me, okay? You will absolutely love it. The only thing you have to do is let it sit for about 6 to 8 hours so it gets really hard. But in 4 hours, if you like soft serve, it'll be ready for you. Do you like the soft serve, Chris, or the regular?
I like regular, but if I have ice cream, I prefer that it melts a little bit first, then I'll have it.
Yeah, I got you.
I like soup. Cold soup.
Yeah. Take this lemon zest, about 2 teaspoons. If you go a little bit more because you're a lemon fan, you put it in. If you want a little less, put a little less in there. I want 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. Just gonna squeeze this right through here. And then when we get 2 tablespoons in here, which is gonna be the 1 whole lemon, then we are gonna put the mixer on low. So I'm just gonna throw this on low right now. You can take your spatula and just go against the side of the bowl, just like that. Just get it to where it is incorporated. Chris, we didn't even have a sip of that drink yet. You know, work, 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 right?
I know.
Are you overworked and underpaid?
Totally, yep.
Okay. Nice and combined. So now I am going to start adding the dry ingredients in here, but I am going to alternately add some of the milk. I have a 1/4 cup of the milk. So let's add in some of the dry. This is really mixed really well. It will be a very thick, sticky dough, but that will be fine. You do really need to refrigerate this though, okay? You want to refrigerate it for about 30 to 45 minutes, and you could leave it in the refrigerator up to 2-3 days and it would be fine. So I'm going to add some of that milk in here now. Go up against the side of the bowl. Let's start adding the remaining flour in here. If anybody has made any of the recipes that we have done so far, please put them in the chat. Let us know how they came out. And now the remaining milk.
Christine X, is the milk warm or is it room temperature?
It's room temperature. Yes. A lot of the times when you are baking, try to have all your dairy at room temperature, but never take the whole carton out and let it get to room temperature, because then you put it back in there and you want to use it maybe 3-4 days from now, and it could sour on you. Okay. So I am just going to make sure that there is no flour on the sides of the bowl, and then this mix is all done. Okay, perfect. Again, a nice, thick, wet, sticky batter. So I'm going to take these beaters off, just kind of hit it along here. Get everything off, because it could mean a larger cookie. Okay.
Cassie said, we love your apple harvest brownies.
Wow, that's a lot. I've done, virtually I did that over a year ago. But in the libraries, I've done it for about 7 years now. So thank you so much for that.
And Joan X, can I use powdered milk or canned milk evaporated?
You really want to use the real milk for this one. It does make a difference. Okay. I am using 2 full cups of blueberries. If you see in the recipe, you can use fresh or frozen. If you're using frozen, don't defrost them, otherwise your batter will just turn purple. Will it taste the same? It will, but it'll just look kind of very purplish, right?
Joan said thank you.
You are welcome. Okay, so I just want to kind of gently fold this in here.
Jean said, my neighbor has a mulberry bush full of berries. Do you know what they taste like? Bitter? Would they be good in this recipe?
I've never used them in this, but I think they would probably be just fine. Yeah, they would be fine in here.
Gail said, your roasted beet and arugula salad is great, and one of my all-time favorites is the asparagus lemon mascarpone tart. It is to die for.
Thank you. Is that our Gail?
Yes.
That is our Gail. Because there's different Gails out there, but there's only one Gail. No, actually, there's 2 Gails. There's Gail from Bayport Blue Point, too. Gail is just, she's unbelievable to do programs with and work, and she does such a great job with the children at the library. Unbelievable. And they have a new library coming soon. So, this is the batter. Very, very sticky. You can see right to my hand, okay? So, what we need to do is just seal this up really good. Don't let any air get through to it. Put this in the refrigerator for at least 30 to 45 minutes. You want to get it cold so you can make it really, really thick. When you put this on the tray, you want to use either parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Okay, it really matters. I've been using the parchment lately because at the end of the class, it's done, garbage, Get another sheet, put it there, right? Easy cleanup. But the silicone baking mats are really good as well. Yes, Chris?
Let's see. Gail Ruber said, actually, I have tried most of your recipes and they are all fabulous.
Thank you.
And Gail Stillsby said, thank you. And Gail Ruber said, I know Gail from Bayport Blue Point also. She started at Connecticut.
I remember you telling me that. So, okay. So this is all done, this dough here. We are going to make the glaze for this now, okay? So I'm going to stick this dough in the refrigerator just for a little bit. Chris, do you think everybody's out there saying, do we really have to stay here for like another 45 minutes for Rob's dough to like kind of get hard?
I don't
know.
know.
You know how I operate, right? Okay. So everybody, just take a small bowl to make the glaze. Powdered sugar. So I want to have 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. This is a 1/4 cup, so I am putting in here 3. Okay. 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice. So put that right in here. Squeeze this right on here. And then you could put up to a 1/2 tablespoon of either half and half, heavy cream, whole milk, anything like that to make the glaze. Just make sure you don't pour too much liquid in there because you may have to then add more powdered sugar because you want it to be a really, really nice glaze. When you are making these cookies, preheat your oven to 350. You're going to definitely need 2 trays. Again, the parchment paper or baking mats. You want them about 3 inches apart, and you want to use about 1.5 tablespoons each. They will take about 15 to 16 minutes. So I'm just going to whisk this, and then I'm also just going to add in a tablespoon of half and half. Again, if the glaze is a little thin, that is when you just add a little more powdered sugar. Because trying to measure lemon, you just really never know. Okay, add that in there. And then just whisk it really, really well. Get all those little clumps out of here.
Susan said, watching tonight with my family from Texas and Colorado, introducing your classes to them.
Wow, Texas and Colorado. I wonder how many states are out there tonight. That's pretty good. So I want to show everybody the exact consistency that this glaze should look like, okay? So it should have a little bit of runniness to it, okay? But a little thickness as well. Okay. So just leave this. I'm going to tell everybody about how to decorate these, and then I'm going to show you how much to put on the tray as well. Okay, so I made a tray earlier, so let me go get that tray.
You should have just said you had a really hot oven.
Everybody, this is what they will look like, okay? So if you could see, it has a little muffin type texture to it, little thickness. And with that brown on the bottom, that's a perfect brown, okay? You don't want any more than that. When you have the 2 trays of the muffin cookies, halfway through, just flip the trays in the oven like this, okay? Switch them around towards the lower racks, because up above, the elements are pretty hot, pretty high, and it can darken these, so you want to be careful. On the dough, if you like a little crunch like a blueberry muffin has a lot of times, you can put a little bit of this, the turbinado sugar, the raw sugar. It gives it that little bit of a crunch. Put it right onto the dough. Okay, so I am just going to glaze these. And these freeze really, really well. I wouldn't overpower it because you are going to have the lemon on the inside and the outside. And see how it's sticking? That is exactly what you want. And you want these to be perfectly cooled before you do glaze it. Okay. I think the following week 5, we are going to be doing stuffed Roma tomatoes, which is plum tomatoes. I hope everybody will make it along with me. We're stuffing them with mozzarella, tomato, basil, and I also am going to stuff some with blue cheese as well. So that is one that you could just change around.
Christine X, would you freeze it with the glaze or without?
You can freeze it with them. It comes out fine. Or if you make so many like this recipe does, 30, you could just make the cookies, don't make the glaze, and then when you're ready to have company or whenever you want to have them, you can just make the glaze and put it on then. But you want to let it settle just a little bit. Okay.
Gail X, when are you doing the stuffed Roma tomatoes?
Not next Monday, the following Monday. That is the camp one. That is a part of the Monday night camps. So I'm gonna put this to the side here, Chris. So I know the dough is not done yet, but I'm just gonna go get the dough just to kind of show you what to do.
Joan said her birthday is that day.
Happy birthday, Joan. So everybody, take about 1.5 tablespoons, just like this. This is where you would just kind of put a dollop here, 3 inches apart, and spread them out, okay? 2 trays, you should be able to get away with it. They do spread, but it's like the muffin batter, so it's not going to be like real soft and go right into the other ones. So 3 inches apart and you're safe. Okay, yes, Chris.
The Monmouth County Library said magician and a chef.
Okay, so I'm going to put this dough away. Chris, you got to have a little, let me give this a little stir and then enjoy. You work too hard.
Oh, thank you.
Kit Kat milkshake, huh?
Wonderful, thanks.
All right, can I have a little?
Why not?
All right, we're supposed to have this while we're cooking,
Yes,
right?
cheers.
Cheers. I want to thank Chris for
You're welcome.
a year and a half of doing this with me. If he was not such a good camera guy, good with all the editing, everything, and when we do our YouTubes and that, I don't know what I'd be doing right now.
I've been working for a promotion, but I realize there's nothing above me, so.
So, no, Chris has been absolutely great. If anybody's got questions for Chris, ask him too. He loves questions. I'm going to take a sip. Wow. Yeah, you taste that there was 5 in there.
Yes.
That's a good thing, though. Okay, I'm putting the dough in the refrigerator because I will make it later on tonight. Now, I know we have a lot of children out there. We have a lot of teens. We have a lot of adults. We have families out there, which is like, I love doing family programs. I actually have an in-person family class this Friday night. I'm doing the Strawberry Festival bread. If you haven't seen it, you can look at my Facebook page. It's probably, I'm sure it's on there, and I have a YouTube video out of it. But we're doing that one. We have about 10 families coming. I love to see the whole family come out and work on one project together, go home and bake it together, and eat it as a family. That is the one really good bright point of spot of COVID where people got to be really close with the families again. Get away from those little phones, right?
Laura said, when traveling with these, do you recommend not glazing them until you get to the destination? Same for freezing and freeze unglazed. And also she said, props to Chris for great camera work. Thank you.
Laura, I would definitely say with this humidity, yes. If you're traveling with them, make the glaze, put it in a little container, okay? Keep it cold. And the cookies, you know what? I'd even keep it inside a cooler just so that humidity doesn't get to them, because they have like a little stickiness to them. Almost like if you had a blueberry muffin and you went to touch it and you're going to get a little bit on your finger, okay? So the humidity really will get to it. You keep them separate if you're traveling, okay? So I always, yes, Chris?
Heather X, what other fruit can you use to make these?
Raspberries work really good. Let's see, strawberries too. But once you cut the strawberries after you've washed them, just pat them dry with paper towels. Get any extra moisture out, because it's kind of a wet, sticky batter as it is. Okay. Blackberries would probably be just fine. When we come into fall, you could switch it over and either use fresh cranberries or dried cranberries. And you could switch out the lemon zest and lemon juice with orange zest, orange juice. Orange and cranberry in the fall be really, really good.
Toby said, thank you, Chef Rob and Chris.
You're
Scott
welcome.
said, Chris, with food like that, I'd say you're very well paid. Enjoy. Emily said, good night, Chef Rob and Chris. Gail said, Chris, you do an amazing job, and this will look great on your curriculum vitae. Thank you. Brian X, peaches.
Peaches, yeah, they're very wet, so just be really careful with them, okay? Not too ripe, okay? We're not going anywhere, because we want to show you, everybody, something else. This is an appetizer that you could make for your friends or family. I have done this in libraries many times, did it virtually a couple times. It is balsamic roasted red peppers on ciabatta bread. And I'll show you exactly what to do. So if you want, we will post the recipe on our Facebook page, and please, anybody who wants it, any of the libraries out there that would like it, send me an email. I'll send it right out to you for you to put on your Facebook page or your website. Okay. I'll give you different cheeses we could do with this, and this is one of Chris's favorites. I don't know, call it Christopher.
You
in
never
trouble?
do that. I
You in
know.
trouble? So there was one time when he was in like first grade. Was it first grade?
Sure.
Something.
I don't remember.
real
I don't
close.
remember that long ago.
And somehow you didn't have your lunch or something, or you had a dentist appointment during the middle of the day. Well, I made you this, and every kid in your class just said, "Chris, what are you eating? What are you eating?" They thought you were eating pizza or something, I think, you know. So this is one of Chris's favorites. So let me slide right over here. So you want some really good ciabatta bread, okay? So just get something like this. A lot of times I like to actually just take a little bit of olive oil on here, a little salt and pepper, and if you have the barbecue going, just throw it on there. Just get it a little crusty, just like that, okay? If you don't want to do that, you can toast it. If it's fresh bread, you can use it just like this. If you have a little panini grill, put it on a panini grill. That would be good as well. Yes, Chris?
Laura said, I have a question about last week's s'mores cookies. They were great, but the marshmallows kind of melted into sugar by the time that they were out of the oven,
Yeah.
and they turned light brown and spread and oozed. Was that supposed to happen?
It does happen with them, yes. The only way maybe to have it not is a little bit less marshmallow and get that dough really cold, okay? Because it'll really get really solid, and then it may not happen at least as much, but it does kind of caramelize on there. So I do know what you mean, but the taste was good. I hope you like that taste. So I'm gonna take some roasted red peppers. I want to show everybody what I do. Take a bell pepper just like this. I throw this right on a barbecue or under the broiler, and I get this totally black, okay? I get it like this, okay? Once it gets to that color, I take it and I just drop it in some ice water, and all the peel, all the seeds just come pouring right off of it. Or you could do it the old-fashioned way, and that is put it in a brown paper bag and it just kind of steams off too. Either way is fine.
Laura said thanks.
You are welcome. Okay, so to make this, mixture right now, what you would do is take some of the roasted peppers, and if you were in a pinch and wanted to use jarred roasted peppers, which you don't have to, but some people just don't want to do the whole roasted pepper thing. There are some good quality ones out there, so you can get them. Just give these roasted peppers a really nice chop, just like this. And you can get many, many appetizers out of this. Just put this right into a bowl. A couple pieces of fresh garlic, and just kind of smash down on it, and then just give it a nice rough chop. I could eat this for my lunch, even for dinner. It would be, see now, I don't know about you, Chris, but if I had to pick between the balsamic roasted peppers, the Kit Kat milkshake, or the blueberry muffin cookies, what am I having?
The
balsamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, balsamic roasted peppers and that. Take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just squeeze that right on the peppers there.
And I was the one that requested this class.
He did. You know, I always, for the camp, I have been doing something extra at the very end. So Chris said the other day, he says, why don't you do that balsamic roasted peppers? Those are really good. I said, all right, Chris. A little balsamic vinegar. And when we post up the recipe, you'll get all the exact measurements. Put in a little bit of kosher salt. A little bit of fresh ground black pepper. You take some fresh basil, and just take the basil right off the stem, give it a rough chop, and you shred it. It's called a chiffonade.
Gail said, delicious recipes. You're making me look like a good cook and baker.
Take all the credit, Gail. I know you're a good cook and baker too, so you don't have to give me any credit. So mix this up really well. You could let this sit a couple hours if you wanted. Okay. Just going to take a little plate right here. Now, there's different times we use different cheeses on this. A lot of times I will take a softened goat cheese and rub the goat cheese right across here. Feta cheese on here would be really, really well. Chris, I think you like this, the mozzarella cheese.
I do like mozzarella.
So if you wanted to take this and just kind of melt it in the oven for a quick second, you could do that.
Goat cheese, that's good on this.
And now what you would do, because you want this balsamic peppers to really seep through, and the balsamic juice to go right through the bread too. So don't be afraid to kind of spoon it right in here too.
Alexis asked, could you use diced apples in Could you use diced apples in the cookies?
Diced apples in the cookies. Yeah, that would be fine. That would work.
And Dee Dee said, everything looks delicious as always, Chef Rob.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
And Jean said, that looks amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See, this is why Chris asked me to make this for you. So, it's got a lot of color, a lot going on there. So, you could put, I'm just going to show you different things you could put on there. You could put little colored tomatoes on there. Sometimes I like to just take a little bit of the spring mix. Just give it a little rough chop. Like that. You know what else is really good on here? Capers. Capers are excellent on here as long as you like capers.
Monmouth County Library said a delicious, colorful surprise.
Thank you. It's a pleasure working with you. It has been fun. Everybody take a little bit of sliced red onion and just give it a little rough chop. And put that right on top. A little more color, a little more sharpness to this. put like just a sprinkle of kosher salt on there. This, again, with capers on here, really good. Toast the bread. Let Chris zoom in on that. Everybody. Chris will do DoorDash to your house if you want. Anybody want this? He'll DoorDash to your house. We'll start the bidding off at $10.
Yeah. Heather X, can we get the recipe for this?
Yes, I am going to put it on our Facebook page, and in about a half hour we'll get it up, right, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, and then any library that wants it, please just send me an email. I will send it right out to you. Okay?
And Gail said LOL, and Monmouth County Library said yes, please.
And here is our lemon glazed blueberry muffin cookies.
North Trails Library said I'll have DoorDash, thank you.
And the Kit Kat milkshake. So if anybody has any questions or comments, please let us know, okay? Don't forget, tomorrow night, we have 3 really nice dishes, okay? 7 o'clock, our Facebook page, Simply Creative Chef Rob, or the library that you may be watching at now, okay?
Let's see. Kelly said, thank you so much, Chef. Jean said, I want DoorDash. Okay, I'll bring it right over. Gail said, it looks wonderful as usual. Not only do I love your recipes, but all my sons and friends also love them. Do you have any more of your cookbooks available? Thank you and Chris again for a wonderful job. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Yes, I do. I do still have some left of my cookbook. If you go to my Facebook page, it will, this is it. Chris is handing it to me. There's like 240 recipes, okay? So if you would like it, just go to my Facebook page and you'll get how to get it, okay?
Let's see. Kelly said this is a weird request, but could you do the chef's kiss?
Oh, manja.
Oh, God. Heather said everything looks incredible. Barbara said thanks and good night. North Trails Library said thank you, Chef and Chris. See you next Monday.
Yes, yes. So everybody, if I don't see you tomorrow night, see you next Monday for our 4th week of camp. Let's hope summer slows down, but we need a little more better weather out there, don't we? Really humid here, but I know we have a lot of libraries from all different states out there doing this camp with us, which is really nice. It's been really, really fun. I can't tell you, meeting everybody, talking to them on or emailing, it's a pleasure. All you librarians, you work really hard, and it's really appreciated. It really, really is. I love working with you. Yes, Chris?
Monmouth County Library said another wonderful class. See you tomorrow. And Joanna said thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night, and please make these with your friends and family, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.